How's it going, everybody? This is Kyle Manzolini. I just got back from the first public screening of Moana 2. Going into the movie, I was pretty excited. I really liked the first. And yeah, so I was going into it with some pretty some not high expectations, but some pretty solid expectations. I thought the trailers, for the most part, were pretty good. And having now seen it, I don't think it's as good as the first. But don't let that stop you, because it is still a very enjoyable movie. Like, you'll have a fun time watching it. But it's just not as good as the first. So I guess I'll get the negatives out of the way first. It leans a bit more kiddie than the first movie, and I don't mean that in a good way. Because the first Moana had just such a good balance and was just overall more enjoyable because its story was good, and the humor in the first was like miles above the humor in this movie, because the humor in Moana 2 is definitely a bit kiddie. I mean, some of it got a few laughs out of me, but yeah, the humor just didn't really work. And it does take a little bit for things to actually get interesting. I could kind of notice that that this was originally a series for Disney Plus. Like, I knew that before going into seeing the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still worked as a movie. I don't know how they were able to just, because I'm sure there was quite a bit that they dropped too. But I could kind of see where it was, because if this was released as a series, you could kind of see where the first episode would end and the next episode would pick up, if you know what I mean. But it still worked as well as it could as a movie. But yeah, those are like my only like biggest gripes with it, because don't get me wrong, Moana 2 is still a very enjoyable movie, even if it's more so for the kids than the adults this time, because the animation is, like with the first one, the animation is just beautiful. Like, it's very well realized. Like, all the creatures look really cool, and the water effects are amazing. And just, the animation as a whole is just stunning and beautiful. The new songs in the movie are pretty good for the most part. There was definitely one that felt a bit more kiddie, but I thought the rest of the songs were pretty good. The standouts for me were Maui's new song. Maui does get a new song in this movie, and I thought it was a lot of fun to see. That whole sequence was pretty fun. The main song, Beyond, I thought was also really good. But the rest of the songs just ranged from it's alright to just okay, I guess. But also, I do not want to get into spoilers because I don't want to have any of the surprises ruined for you. Yes, there are surprises in this movie. Like, I certainly wasn't expecting there to be any surprises in this movie because I kind of had middling expectations. But, the first half of the movie plays it very safe. It's very kiddie. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But for some reason, the second half, it takes a complete 180. Like, more interesting stuff happens. You care more for the characters. And some interesting developments happen that I'm like, I did not think you were going to go there. But, okay. This is actually getting pretty good. So the second half of the movie definitely does a lot of the heavy lifting here. You just got to make it through the first half, and then you'll be good to go. But yeah, just overall, as a whole, Moana 2 could have been better. It's not as good as the first, but you'll still have a good time with it. And like I said, the second half is definitely redeems itself in the second half. Now, should you see this in IMAX or any premium large format that you can find, visually it'll look amazing in IMAX, but you don't need to see it big. You can just see it at your local theater like I did. I just saw it locally, and I had a good enough time with it. But, yeah. Those are my thoughts on Moana 2. I wanted to give it a fair review, like you know me with all the reviews on this channel. I try to keep it fair. I try not to be as biased as some of the other people out there. But, yeah. There's going to be more reviews coming. I have plans to see Gladiator 2 and Wicked this weekend, so be on the lookout for reviews for those, and I will catch y'all then. Peace.